UFL Week 2 Primetime tonight as the Denver Avengers head to Salt Lake City, Utah to take on the Salt Lake Hornets. Good evening, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the booth is the one, the only, the Gerald Smith. Back at UFL HQ, we've got Cameron Irvine, our AI expert. We are ready to go here tonight from Salt Lake City, Utah. Gerald, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing great. The weather's a little bit nicer, at least from where we're from. The snow is finally starting to melt. Never thought 30 and 40 degrees would feel so good. As a Southern boy, would it feel so great. But these two teams coming off of a very, very similar win last week in the amount of points scored and points surrendered. So it's going to be real interesting to see which one might be able to repeat that type of a performance this week.
Yeah, absolutely. 33 points scored by Denver last week, 31 scored by Salt Lake. And, they each only allowed a single score worth of points, 7 points for Denver and 6 points for Salt Lake as ball is returned up to about the 22-23 yard line, and that is where we will get started tonight here with this one. See what these offenses are capable of. That pass up top, Nate Hall slinging the rock and getting the connection. 14-yard gain, and immediately moves the chains for the Avengers.
Yeah, and it was really, really quick, right? Just dropping back and throwing it right out. A little bit of a, out route inside the numbers and hit him right in stride.
First down up from the 37-yard line. We'll see play action now. Hall throwing over the middle, and that one is also connected. A couple of nice big passes for Hall, already up to 32 yards on 2 completions.
Yeah, and Patrick Anderson deep over the middle, and it's just, already after 2 plays, they're already in Salt Lake territory at the around the 45. So this is going to be real interesting to see how well this shakes up going forward. They're coming out just slinging it.
Shout out to those of you in the chat. We got Nathan Hall, Robert Brady Jr., Rob Noel. We got a flag on the field. Rick Northrup in the chat. Juan, Mississippi. A false start called on the offense. I see Skippy. I see Nate Hall. I see Gerald being perplexed by the false start.
It's so quiet in the stadium right now. Why would you false start there?
Well, it's week 2 jitters. Nate Hall has 3 business days in the pocket and connects once again over the middle. Looks like he went right back to the target from the last pass, Patrick Anderson. Colin Northrup in the chat, too. And Ty Pataki's here for some shenanigans. I don't know if that's is he implying something about you and I personally?
Man, we're super professional. No shenanigans are ever to be had.
We stay on point.
We stay on topic.
We discuss nothing but football and related topics.
Very related topics.
1st and 10. These Avengers are on the move already, and run this time only good for a couple of yards. That one to Rob Noel, and we'll see the rest of the starting offense here for the Avengers. Cooper Bridge in at center there. Rob Noel, you see him there in the middle. A little short in stature, but fired up.
It looked like Anderson was taking pictures of his teammate while the other one was posing. That was something pretty interesting there to see.
Skippy here for some shenanigans as well. I don't like the implications that are being made in the chat. Noel picks up a bunch more yards, and we'll see the starting defense here for the Hornets. Terrence Holland, defensive tackle. Your 4 linebackers. Latavian Glover, one of the middle linebackers there. And Devontae Aker, the strong safety, number 26. He's a monster.
Yeah, we're going to... And they're right where they want to be right here. It's 3rd and 2, 3rd and short. Very, very manageable.
Ball is handed off and stuffed. That defensive line got there quick, Gerald.
James Neely hit him right off the rip and actually was able to stop him dead cold right there. It looked like he had a good up and see him fight off that block and get him right there and actually just kind of get him down. So now they're forcing Denver to attempt the field goal right here.
Yeah, this field goal from about 42 yards out. Philip Duncan, the kicker. Good snap. Oh, he's blocked! He's going to return it! He's going the other way. No one's going to stop him as he crosses midfield down to the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown, and that is how we get our first points of the ball game. A blocked field goal, scoop and score.
Terrence Holland picks it up. Montel Singleton Jr. with the block for the assist and takes it right in. The big man just rumbles down there and gets the touchdown. What a turn of events, how Denver was able to get themselves down there to get points on the board, and what the Salt Lake Dew said, this is our house, and we're going to show you what we can do.
Sorry.
Wow. That's got to be a first blocked field goal in this league's very short history.
Well, that's definitely the first one this week, and Salt Lake's special teams unit actually blocked a punt last week as well, the only blocked punt of week 1. And that is a very unique way to get our first points of the ball game. Listen, you and I have called many a game together. Never has the first touchdown come off of a blocked field goal, scoop and score for 6.
Never. It was something interesting. He came off right off the edge, just unblocked. It was quite impressive to see right there. It's like they just, I don't know why. Like those are the guys you at least want to get a hand on, right? Those guys coming out there, they are the fastest guys out there on the actual, field goal block team.
Yeah.
He went right in there, untouched, and just able to get a hand right on it.
I mean, you saw when Salt Lake, when the Hornets starting defense was being introduced, actually called out Terrence Holland there. He's just a gigantic, he's the starting defensive tackle out there on special teams, and he had the wheels.
He's got mad skills.
He's got mad skills.
That dude said, I want to play both sides of the ball. See what I can do, coach. Outran the entire
Put me in at fullback.
I
mean, he got it done, but there was an extra point blocked last week, but this was the first blocked field goal, certainly the first blocked kick to result in a touchdown. So Ty Patak calls that some shenanigans. So see, some actual football stuff is also shenanigans. Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? Who knew shenanigans? I don't know.
So Nate Hall back on the field much sooner than he was planning to, and hands that one off. Good for a short carry. Noel now up to 10 yards on 4 rushes. Rob Noel last week, 25 rushing attempts, 67 yards. Only had a long of 13 last week, Gerald, and obviously tonight just has a handful of short runs.
Yeah, and they're going to have to kind of, more stuff. Oh, look at this, fake jet sweep.
Yeah, fake sweep, but that did not fool anybody, not even the announcers. And that one tackled right back at the line of scrimmage. They'll mark it with a 1-yard gain, 3rd and 6.
And that was being actually generous right there to the 1-yard gain, but now it puts Denver back into a passing situation.
They're down in 6. Hall up top. Has a target down the sideline, crossing the 30, all the way down to the 21-yard line. What a pass and catch for the Avengers. And we've seen this guy all night long so far, Gerald. Patrick Anderson, an unclaimed wide receiver 1.
Yeah, and you know what it was? It was actually a mix-up right there, right? He actually took off and went around the outside right there, kind of got himself free, and the defensive backs were trailing, right? They hit him. Nate Hall was able to hit him right in stride and keep going. And if it wasn't been for a shoestring tackle, it could have been a tied-up ball game.
Trips bunch down to the bottom. Hall goes right over the middle. That one is complete, breaking the tackle and getting a few more yards. Dontre Durham. Look at Hall's stats, 5 of 5, already 100 yards.
I think that would be pronounced Durham, but you can call it Durham if you want.
He's Durham. Dontre Durham. I didn't name him, man.
I don't know. It's spelled Durham, but I think
I'll tell you what. He's unclaimed too. If somebody can claim him and rename him, and then I won't say it wrong. Yeah, or right. I think you're saying it wrong.
I think it's Durham.
Durham.
The chat will tell us how to say it.
Ham. Hall hands it off. Shotgun draw. Picks up the first down. It'll be a 1st and goal from the 9. Noel with another short rush, but a rush that mattered. I mean, it got the first down, 1st and goal.
Right, and I think this right here. Look, I don't know if I would like being in like a first and goal at the 10 or 1st and goal at the 9. Seems a little long.
Play action, and Hall's just going to try to take it himself. One man to beat, and he can't beat him. Rip down to the turf.
So, you know what I'd like to see a quarterback do? Not what Nate Hall did there. He literally tucked it while still in the pocket and decided to run. You need to actually, start to break the pocket with still looking downfield.
Maybe do a pump fake or something.
He tucked it before he started running.
Rob Noel to the end zone and stop. No, he's
they
in.
gave it to him.
Touchdown.
Crossing just the goal line.
We'll see. Might get another look at that as he jackhammers the grass. Rob Noel, we'll have to see. Where's the pylon cam? I want to see if he actually crossed. Oh, here we go. There's the booth review. So the scoring play is reviewed. Gerald, are you okay? Well, we may have lost Gerald. I'm not sure. But looking at the spot of the ball, listen, Patek and Skippy asked for shenanigans. I apologize. That's what he was doing. We'll see if we can get a better look at this one.
Not him jackhammering the grass.
Well, we didn't get a review on that, unfortunately, but so the ruling on the field was indeed overturned. Points off the board. 3rd and goal now from the goal line. Is this close enough for you, Gerald? But he's in the shotgun. So running and sliding into the end zone, and they'll give him the touchdown this time.
Baseball season's right around the corner because he actually drops straight back, tucks it like he's supposed to in there, design quarterback run, and does himself a safe slide right into the end zone. That's even tough too. Like, did he almost just give himself up?
So, I mean, that ball can be marked as dead right where he starts the slide. And the way I saw it, he started the slide out of the end zone, but they didn't mark him down until he was in. It's in the books now. Field or extra point is up and good. Tie ball game, 7 apiece, 4:32 to go here in quarter number 1.
Poor guy got his highlight reel taken away from jackhammering the grass.
Well, that's why they reviewed it. They're like, that's too many pumps.
It's unacceptable.
So now we'll maybe finally get to see Salt Lake's offense. Jay Carter, the quarterback, we'll see if he comes out onto the field this time or if there'll be some more shenanigans. And so far it's been only Denver's offense, but yet both teams have a touchdown on the board.
Yeah, one's off. Look, but this is a good situation you want to be in, right? You have points on the board, and your offense hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah, that's a good.
I would like that all the time. I would like to never see my offense out there and let the defense, especially, score the points.
That's it. That's what I always tell Ramos we need to do in Mexico City. I say, listen, if your defense can hold the opponent to 0 and score some points for me, my offense doesn't really have to do a whole lot.
Sounds like an easy job for Dave as a coordinator.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how you win games. Allow them to score no points.
That's right. So there's Jay Carter, the quarterback for the Hornets. 17-25 last week, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, only sacked twice. Chris Allure, the halfback, helped him out a great deal. We don't see the halfback on this one, but picking up right where he left off. Jay Carter with a pass over the middle. That one is complete. Good for 8 yards. Picked up by Adam West, the tight end.
Coming across right there, I do believe that was Alexander.
That was Alexander West. The nameplate said West. I confuse easily. Nice juke. There's Chris Allure, we mentioned just a moment ago. 22 rushing attempts, 109 yards. He also only had a long of 17, so those 109 yards he picked up were hard fought. Averaged 5 yards a carry. That is huge for the offense.
Big time.
They did not get 5 yards that time, though, as brought down to the turf. We've mentioned Jay Carter. Let's look at the rest of the starters here for the Hornets offense. Skippy Curtis at center. There's Chris Allure, number 12. Great number. Love it. 2nd down and 6 now for the Hornets.
And it shows they have a pretty good offensive line, right? That he got over 100 yards last week on the ground, 5 yards of carry with Skippy Curtis and Mia Pangori as well blocking. Oh,
Carter play action deep down the left side end zone, and it's batted away.
Alexander West had it in his hands, and it gets knocked out right at the last second. I wanted to replay, but let's look at this defense for the Denver Avengers right here.
Clinton Florence, the outside linebacker. Ernest Scott, free safety. The Salt Lake Hornets probably one of the teams with, I would say, some of the most claimed players. You got a bunch here on offense and a handful on defense as well. Even the center, you got the one and only Skippy Curtis in that center. That pass also broken up, and that'll have to punt this one away after the drive started off okay, but went for the home run ball on second down. Didn't pay off, and then we're not able to pick up the 6 they needed on third.
Yeah, I guess they were just going for it. Hey, look, their big wide receiver, right? For it's the second pass in a row where the ball gets knocked out. Alexander West, you got to think 6'4", 231 pounds, right? He almost dwarfs everyone else in that secondary because they don't have anyone in that secondary in Denver over 6'1".
Punt is away. It'll drop down at the 5. Oh, nice backspin on that ball. And Salt Lake special teams unit continues to shine as that one is downed at the 2-yard line. On punts, the ball is downed by the kicking team when the player makes first contact with the football. Doesn't need to possess it. You can literally just volleyball spike that ball straight into the turf, jackhammer it after if you want to. It's up to you, but all you got to do is touch it and it's dead.
Well, that's almost like, when I used to own a team, I used to threaten to tase them if they actually caught a punt and actually took it into the end zone. I can put the taser away now.
That's right. That's what it's all about, player safety. As Rob Noel gets the first carry of this possession and is not able to gain any yards on that one. I formation as Noel standing about 5 yards deep in the end zone. They'll hand that. Oh, no, the play action. Nate Hall steps up. Oh, gosh, throws over to the side and safeties himself.
Like, what are you doing right there? Like, why would you make that pass?
Wow, that was. It
was like he was throwing it a country mile to the sideline. What are you doing?
The receiver wasn't even there. The receiver had to come back for that one, literally running backwards into the end zone, and then is able to catch it, but then turns and runs out of bounds. Unfortunately, just poor field awareness as he carries himself out of bounds. And Salt Lake. So Salt Lake City, they have 9 points on the board, Gerald. Their offense hasn't done a thing.
No, they done.
But they're winning 9-7. They've done nothing.
The defense has scored 9 points. It's an amazing thing.
Defense,
and they got the ball back.
Yeah, defense, special teams scored them 7. And then, quite frankly, Denver scored 2 points for, it had nothing to do with the Hornets. I mean, it was a coverage safety, if you will. Nate was forced to throw it down somewhere.
Yeah, but you know what they do? Like the Hornets come out, like, look, this is how you throw it toward the sideline, but not go out of bounds. You stop, I'll throw it, and then you just gain yards afterwards. So they're actually showing, hey, look, this is how you do it. This is how your offense can score points, but it's not like their offense has scored any points yet. But
first down and 10 for the Hornets now, as they will officially have their first snap inside of Denver's territory by about the length of the football. Carter.
Oh, he was
down to the
wide
bottom.
open. Look at him go.
Wow, breakaway speed, 10-5, touchdown. The offense does some work too.
Alexander West does a quick slant. We're going to see it again here in replay, and he catches it in stride and just breaks free. Bam, right there, outruns this guy, and then heads right kind of toward the pylon to outrun everybody. So fast. And we just talked about how big framed he is. 6'4", 231 pounds.
And jet engines.
And then just takes off extremely fast.
Oh, and then he does a string dance.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. The string dance.
Do what he wants.
I don't know what it is about the string dance, but it messes with my head because I see them like they're pulling on strings. It looks like the strings are actually doing something, but there's no strings there, Gerald.
He clipped it. He took the strings off after he was done.
He cut the imaginary string, and even that made it look like he did something. I'm telling you, it doesn't compute in my brain. It's a simple place.
Maybe I need to do the string dance on a show or something.
Oh, yeah. Do it on our show, and then I can be like, what are you doing?
And then you can clip it, and then I can fall like, oh.
That'll be the intro on Friday night. Tune in, or don't. Salt Lake 16, Denver 7. And we'll see Denver's offense back out on the field. Last time we saw them out, Nate Hall threw a pass in the end zone that the receiver came back for, caught, and stepped out. Honestly, just a terrible play execution is really the only way to describe that one. Yeah, crazy. Salt Lake defense and special teams unit actually scored 3 touchdowns last week in the 37-6 win over Montana. We did just on that last possession see how potent the Salt Lake offense actually can be. But this defense and special teams unit, 3 touchdowns last week, and they technically have accounted for 9 of the points this week.
So let's let the math do some of the mathing, right? Over the last 2 weeks, right?
You're going to do the math.
Scored 30 points.
That's a lot of points, Gerald.
Out of, what do we have? 53 points, 54 points collectively.
I have a strict rule where I don't do math after 9 p.m. and it is 9 p.m. Eastern. So if it's to be, it's up to you. 52 points.
I don't think that math is correct.
Pass out to the left-hand side.
Well, maybe it is.
Oh, it's caught by Renee Leon. 36 plus 16 is indeed 52. I'll make an exception this one time and one time only.
I was looking at
your abacus. It ran out of beads. You couldn't. Well, I got to 50 and I ran out of beads. I didn't know what to do.
I don't know. Some point, but that's beside the point. They scored more points than the.
There we go. 1 quarter in the books. Hornets 16, Avengers 7. You're watching the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith. Cameron Irvine, our AI expert, back at UFL HQ.
I'm not sure why you would spin right there. He had no need to spin. It looked like he could have had a kind of a cutback lane off the right tackle there, and he may have had some room to run. Instead, he tried to spin right in the middle, and now it's got him in a 3rd and long.
Nay Hall from the shotgun. Has time, clean pocket, throws right side, caught, short of the line to gain, steps out. Nate Hall has not yet missed a pass, Gerald. He is perfect on the day, over 100 yards, but his team only has 7 points to show for it. They're going to punt this one away.
Like I feel like the receiver had to make a little bit of a better route. He had to come back a little bit forward, right? Got him a yard short because he was running right along the sticks, if I saw that correctly.
Let's go.
Punt goes out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. What are your thoughts about maybe them going for it there, Gerald? I mean, they're across midfield by a little. You're down 2 scores. You only had about a half yard to go.
Yeah, I would have went for it in that situation, but I don't know if it would have been worth it for them to do it at this stage in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to. It's just a situation where risk reward, I would have gone for it there. I would have wanted to go for it there anyway. Oh, wow. Especially the way these Hornets are playing. Jay Carter with a deep pass over the middle. And, I don't know, but we do have an AI expert back at UFL HQ. So why don't we bring in our AI expert, Cameron Irvine? He can talk a little bit more about that situation.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So we saw Houston go for it on a 4th and goal at the 1-yard line earlier. We saw Portland go for it on a 4th down and short, and they were able to convert. So 50-50 in the early block. But after week 2, it's one of the things we're going to ask the community. Are you satisfied with the 4th down decision-making across the league in these games? Denver decided to stay conservative on that 4th and short play, and that was the end result. So, it'll be interesting to see throughout the season the community, saying, look, we want things to be a little bit more aggressive, or maybe it's too aggressive. So it's all on them.
All right. Thank you, Cam. Skippy appreciative of the Cam as Carter's going to try to run for it. Gets the first down and a little bit more before being taken down at about the 41-yard line. And Gerald, is probably one of the great things about the UFL is the ability to make tweaks, make changes to game logic, things like that, and do so at the behest of the community. We'll send out a community poll to see if maybe you want coaches to just get a little bit more daring in life.
Yeah, look, this guy just, I don't know what's up with Chris Allure, but he's just juking and jiving and diving.
Is he
Whatever
from the
else around with
60s? Like, just heading down to the juke joint and getting a burger and fries and a shake?
He's got moves. He might better pull a little something off.
Yeah, well, he's got a first down, too. Actually, that
this
was
person.
Latham Hopkins. He says, sit down.
He's like, that good guy, you're going to expect me to juke and I'm going to just run right through you, and he did. But yeah, so that's what the beauty of this league right here is, that we actually have a situation where, hey, if something seems like it's not going quite right, that's something that the league can look at.
Yeah.
But they to look on the back end and say, hey, look, this is something that's, not what really, like,
What we wanna see.
the community and the fans and and all the subscribers, right, are actually fond of, and they can make subtle tweaks to make it a little bit more realistic for the community.
Adam West got that catch, so I got it right that time, and picked up some nice yards. Set up a 2nd down and 7, and that run brings him up to a 3rd and inches as Carter assaults Alexander West there a little bit. Not sure, a little pent-up aggression. I don't know. Ball is handed off. Gets the first down easily as Chris Allure's night continues. It's been a quiet night for him, so 4 rushes, 19 yards. Like I mentioned, he has over 100 yards last week. No touchdowns, though, for him. He was only able to, get 109 yards, but didn't punch it into the end zone. Was involved in the receiving game last week only once, had a catch for 5. But still looking for his first touchdown of this young season.
Yeah, but he's doing well so far, right? Like I said, rushing for over 100 yards last week, 5 yards of carry, and doing pretty good thus far whenever he's had his hands on the ball.
Carter in the shotgun and hands this one off. Chase McLean will pick up about 7 yards. The second quarter continues to tick away kind of quickly, already halfway through it.
Yeah, they're just blazing right through. And we've had a lot of action, especially on the defensive side thus far. Oh, nice play action.
There's some play action. Oh, wow, missed a wide open target.
Oh, I don't know how you missed that right there. It's probably because he's left-handed.
You think so?
Yeah.
What's wrong with left-handed quarterbacks?
I don't know. It's left-handed, 2 gloves. It's overrated.
Wow. The disrespect to the Matt Wilson. Speaking of number 12s, that's Chris Allure once again picking up the first down, 24 yards now.
Look, and he's right at it. He's right under 5 yards a carry. He's at 4.8 yards a carry right now.
Yeah.
Doing really good. And you see, usually you see running backs run right up the middle, right? And they're somewhat of like just run through type of backs,
robotic.
power backs.
Yeah.
But he gets in the middle and he just jukes out the way, and before long we're gonna see someone's ankles just stuck in the turf. We're kind of seeing it already, the way he's being able to get inside there and make the linebackers miss and pick up a few more yards.
Ball is handed off to him once again as he keeps that 4 to 5 yard average right on cue. 2nd down and 6 they're just slowly, methodically working away at this drive, picking up chunks of yards. Wow. Allure picks up the first down. Now it's a 1st and goal. This poor defense has to be gassed. We hadn't seen the Salt Lake offense for the first several drives because of how things worked out on defense and special teams. But now it seems like we can't not see them. They won't get off the field. Ball is handed off, working on getting off the field, picks up yet another 5 as that one's taken by McLean.
In the run game, right, they're starting to be really, really dominant up front, right, behind Skippy Curtis and Mia Pangori, right? Just them up front being able to dominate and get that pressure and just start pushing the defense line back.
Oh, quick pass down to the bottom. I like that play concept. It's the blocks just weren't there. It was not the execution I would have wanted to see, but quickly got it into the hands of Alexander West, but resulted in the loss of 2.
Yeah, it's kind of a backward pass going to be, counted as a rush, as they call it. But I mean, you're doing so good in the run. I don't know why you would go away from it and actually toss a pass out there. I get what you were going for. Hey, you ran it so much in that direction and trying to, get him looking a little bit somewhere else. But
4 receivers out of a tight set. Carter looking, has time, gonna take it himself. Can he get there? No, the defense holds. Punishing hit on Carter. 4th down and 2.
Carter wasn't shying away. He wasn't sliding, wasn't juking. Or
Respect
nothing.
that.
He tucked it and took off and says,
Fasell Woods said, "Hi."
Watch this, bam.
Oh,
Two
wow.
big men. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to try and split the difference.
I
And
got
he didn't-
this. I'm
he
going to
didn't-
make it. Poof, no.
He didn't split anything. He almost got his wig split with how hard he got hit. But look, they're going to come away with a couple of points here, at least, 3 to be exact.
Yeah,
And extend their lead.
I mean, unless it gets blocked for, a scoop and score, we may have seen that earlier tonight.
Yeah, well, we may have. I think we did see it. But the good news is for Denver that it's still only a 2-score game right now, right? They're only 2 scores behind, right? But they got to get some momentum on their side because right now they just don't have it.
This is the 8th game of week 2 as we see some scores starting to tick across the bottom action, and the UFL's second week resumes Sunday, March 2nd and concludes Monday, March 3rd, both nights kicking off with game night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Sunday's games include 2 gunslinging quarterbacks from Austin and Wichita, plus a divisional matchup of unbeatens St. Louis and Dallas. The UFL lives on the Virtual Football Network.
None of the teams you mentioned had Whiskey LaFouche.
I'm upset. He's on the clause. Rumor has it.
Yeah. We got, we got boiled and cooked and cracked. And
the only
eaten.
good crawfish is a boiled crawfish.
That is true, but
Well,
not when it comes to the
I don't know what to tell you then. You guys got cooked.
We did get cooked.
Let's see how you fare in week 2. As week 2 rolls on into next week. 2nd down and 6. 2-minute drill here coming up for Denver. Now trailing by 12. See if they pick up the pace after this 2-minute warning.
Look how much just after this play, they come out in a big set like that.
High snap. They're going to go with the shotgun draw. Noel picks up a couple. 3rd down and 2. Not in any particular hurry here. Maybe if they pick up the 1st down. Now they do go into the no huddle. They are indeed trying to pick that pace up just a bit. Catches the pass, gets the 1st down, steps out of bounds. And you can see some more of the unique rules here of the UFL. Spikes not allowed in the UFL. No huddle incurs a 10-second runoff, no matter what. No matter what the previous yards gained were. So it takes them 10 seconds to get back into the formation, whether it was a 2-yard gain or a 70-yard gain.
Yeah, that's with the running clock, of course.
Yep.
Correct?
Yes. Yeah. Let's see what they do on 1st down. Nate Hall gets that one complete, crossing midfield. 1:28 to go as they seem to once again be kind of waiting, and then there's your no huddle. They'll get back up to the line from the 48-yard line. Hall has time. Looks, fires, deep pass, right sideline, caught, and his feet are inbounds. Still perfect on the day. 12 of 12, 154 yards.
And that's the first sighting of Rene Leon coming right there, just jumping up right on the sideline, skying up and being able to come down while getting hit and put the 2 feet in bounds. What a catch right there for 20 yards, right? And the defender, the big body, but a 6'7", 223 pounds. That's a very large person.
Hall, short pass over the middle. Still plenty of time. I mean, they've got all their timeouts, but they've got time to just work their way down the field here.
Yeah, look, and they still have all their timeouts. I'm very surprised that they haven't kind of started to use it just to kind of regroup a little bit.
Hall complete, room to run, blocker in front, gets down to the 10-yard line. See, I'm the opposite. I'm not surprised that they haven't called their timeouts. I wouldn't want to call them either. You have time, you're getting down the field, you got 9 yards to go, and you want to leave Salt Lake with no time left.
Like I would have called it right here because you're inside the 10. The play calling changes.
Nah, you're conservative. Hall under pressure, fumbles the football, and it's recovered. There you go. They call timeout. Don't look at me that way. You got your timeout. What do you want?
See, well, that's the thing. I think what they did, they came out in a set I don't think was conducive to the yardage and everything else. And guess what? Because what happens in the end zone, everything gets bottled up, right? You can't run those long routes and everything else. You got to be quick with your throws and your routes, right? And they have to be precise and on time. That's when you kind of bring out your timing routes. They didn't have really a whole lot of time for that.
Play action, end zone, and it's intercepted. Picked off in the end zone for a touchback, and that's the first technical incompletion of the night, even though it was completed to the wrong team. Picked off, turnover, no points for Denver.
And what did they do right there after? They tried to go for the big blow right there. It was an overthrow, and the defender is able to reach out and just jump and make a very, very good catch right there. I want to see if he got his knee in right at the last second.
It was close.
I could not see. I'd like to see a little bit of a better look at it, but
I don't think we're going to get a better look because Carter back out onto the field.
I think he did. Looking at the second monitor right there, it does believe like he got his knee down before any other part of his body went out of bounds.
We'll see what Salt Lake wants to do. See if they hand it off. Yep, they do to Chris Allure, who Max protects that football. And with the clock still rolling, this will bring us to halftime. So an eventful first half. We've seen a blocked field goal scooped and scored for a touchdown. We've seen a safety that really didn't need to happen. We've seen an actual field goal. We've seen some good offensive drives. We've seen an interception. It's been a busy first half. Gerald, as we head to the halftime, what is your thoughts here on the first half of action?
Well, I think Denver had a missed opportunity right there to kind of close the gap and lead right there, right? But it's been really Salt Lake City early on. Salt Lake being able to come in there and block that field goal off of special teams and being able to run it down for a touchdown to get those first points right. So they had 9 points before their offense, really got anything even going, right? So, and now they're in a situation where, hey, I think they have the upper hand now, being able to go down there, get themselves another touchdown on offense, and then kick another field goal. I think they are in the driver's seat going forward. Denver's going to have to go at a half and actually look at it and figure out, hey, look, what can we do to improve here? Not that they're doing bad, but they need to do better.
All right. Sounds good. We'll get the second half started in just a minute. Right now, we'll pause for UFL Right.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Kickoff underway here in the second half. Salt Lake will get the ball first. I'm Mike Daxey, Gerald Smith, Cameron Irvine back at UFL HQ. Our AI expert. Good first half for Salt Lake, 19 points on the board, getting it done in every way imaginable. They had some offense, they had some defense, and some special teams all getting in.
And I think this is a bigger defensive, drive for Denver than what it is an offensive drive for Salt Lake.
I would agree as we start to see some more of the scores from earlier on in the week. And let's bring Cameron Irvine back in. He wants to talk a little bit about the Houston-San Jose AI discovery.
Yeah, so late in that game, we noticed that the defense was not calling timeouts when the team was winning by 1 or 2 points. You want the defense to call timeouts when it looks like your opponent's going to score so that you have time to go and get the ball back. Well, it turns out, as we looked at some of the code, that that code had not been changed since the 40-second play clock was switched to 35. So by the play clock being set to 35, the code actually said, well, if the play clock has 39 seconds or more, call those defensive timeouts. Well, that's impossible with a 35-second play clock. We got that switched, and now you'll see the defense calling timeouts properly in the moments that their team is winning by 1 or 2 late in the game moving forward. So just a little thing sometimes can make a big difference.
Let's go.
So are we able to make that like on the fly, not in game, but like in between games, like say, hey, look, start of the week starts out with that type of coding. You find out that it's a problem, or are we able to correct that before any more games are played going forward, or
That's
do we
correct.
just continue with the week? So instantaneous. No sooner the problem is found and you find a fix for it, you can make that instant change.
That's right.
There you go.
That's amazing.
The more you know.
I love it.
We learned a thing. Another flag on the offense here. This time against the home team.
It's odd.
Week 2 jitters. Carter. Nice pass over the middle and a flag on the play again. Flag on back-to-back plays, and this time it's going to be pass interference on the defense.
And that's a free chunk of yards right there.
23 yards, in fact.
That's just, I wanted to see a replay. I wanted to see how close it was. It was close. Looked like there may have been some contact. I would like to see. Oh, wow.
Allure ripped down to the ground. 11 rushes for 44 yards on the day now for Chris Allure. And, yeah, you mentioned about how this is a pretty important defensive drive for the Avengers. Those are the sorts of drives that you really don't want to allow a 23-yard penalty.
No, you definitely won't, because that's equivalent of 2 first downs right there,
Yeah.
right? Like, make them earn it. Don't give them anything extra.
High formation, play action. Well, fake to the fullback.
Look at
They
him
hand it off to
blocking.
Allure. Juking, driving, dipping, diving. Gets the first down in. Justin Reside in the chat says we didn't have a super chat to bring out the 2-man band. That was more of just like a public service announcement, the more you know thing. It wasn't really a song.
No, it wasn't
We
a song.
could make a song about it. And it's also just the man band, not the 2-man band.
Yeah, it's not 2-man band.
No, because we could always bring in a third guy, fourth guy. We could have a quartet.
We're leaving it open, right?
Yeah.
For
You never know. You never know what might happen. Nice pass over the middle, getting that one out to Brendan Davis. And, man, Salt Lake picking right up where they left off, Gerald. These methodical drives, they're getting small chunks of yards. I mean, heck, that was like a 15-yarder. But, they're not just getting it done with like these 40-yard bombs down the field. They're getting 5 yards here, 8 yards there, 15 yards here. And now look where they are. They're just outside the 10-yard line, getting ready to try to punch this one in.
And I think it starts with the run game, right? They have Allure, Hopkins, and McLean and Lake back there doing good things when they get their hands on the ball.
Carter has all day under pressure, and he goes down, ripped down to the turf and sacked. Ernie Billups doing the sack dance, 2nd and 18.
And you know what they did? I call that a coverage sack, as many would, because he had nowhere to go with the ball. And as he was trying to find something before it was too late, but he was trying to get the ball out, but the defender was right in his face. So it was, and look, and this is something they're going to have to do right here. They're going to have to, Denver is going to have to do this type of thing to kind of hold them in there to force them to a field goal. So we're going to see if they can continue to do this, as it's now 2nd and 18 after the sack.
Billups had a sack in the game last week as well, now his 2nd on the season. As Allure gets the handoff on 2nd down and 18. Gets only about 4 yards, 3rd and 14 here.
Yeah, look, and I would watch out right here, for Alexander West right here, right? Because you see they're lined up right there, somewhat of a soft zone, a little bit of a man on the outside.
Oh, pumps and throws. Oh, God. Oh, all right. Poor Alexander West. That's the 2nd time they set him up to fail. Talk about a hospital pass. Kamikaze right into him.
Right, and it was, and I do think, it was a very good defensive play, but I think it was a poor play design. I think you have to audible out of that because the alignment of the defense and where Alexander West was, he had no one covering him right off the line. That's already a mismatch. They would have had to have a safety or a linebacker try and cover him, and I would take that all day with his 6'4" frame.
37-yarder from the left hash is good. 22 points for Salt Lake City. Denver still only 7. So back down to the field will go on offense for Denver here after this next kickoff. This will be their first possession of the second half, which, we're already midway through the 3rd quarter. And looking up at the scoreboard, they're down, I don't know what, 2 scores. I had to quick do math again. It's That got scary, but we got through it.
It's 15 points.
Yeah, that's really all it is. 22 minus 7, and that's 15. And boom, there's a guy that knows how to do math. So it's only 2 scores, but when you're going to allow Salt Lake to have drives like that, we've seen more than one offensive possession where they've just chewed all sorts of clock and then gotten points out of it. Listen, with 15 points, you get a field goal. Now you need 2 touch. Well, no, then it's a 3-score game, right? Yeah, 18. Yeah, that's see, I'm getting better. So now, like you mentioned, it being an important drive defensively for Denver. They bent. They didn't completely break. They did allow 3. It's better than allowing 7. Now I would say equally, if not more important, the offensive possession here for the Avengers. They need to get some points into the end zone.
Yeah, correct. Look, they're going to have to go down there and look. And I do think touchdowns for them, right? For them to make a statement that, hey, look, we're still in this game, and to build confidence in themselves as an offense and from a defensive perspective. Hey, look, if we make these stops, they're going to go down there and get us a touchdown, right? So, the like the confidence behind, right, each side of the ball. Look, we know it's a thing in football where, hey, look, if the offense ain't holding their end up, the defense gets frustrated at the offense because they're doing everything they can. You don't want that to happen right here because everybody starts to lose morale.
Hall to the bottom. That one is complete. Picks up good chunk of yards. Now, it's odd. You look at Hall's stats on the day. He's still darn near perfect. Only 1 incompletion, and even that one didn't hit the turf. It was picked off. So every pass he's thrown has been caught by somebody, but they still, that trend continues. 17 of 18 now, 205 yards. But he's got that pick, as you see the updated stats on your screen there. And he's celebrating. He's confused. He's celebrating with a Hornet. I mean, he did throw to one. So, but with that sort of stat line, like you don't know necessarily he'd be winning, but you're down 15 points. We learned.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that, right? But look, I would say Leon is a very large person. Like, have there ever been a bigger wide receiver in pro football? A 6'7"?
Yeah, I knew a tight end that was 6'7" once. Different league.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He's probably some scrub.
Oh, wow. Now you're disrespecting me.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
No, he's not.
All right, yeah, well, that don't count.
Wow. Oh, man. The shade is thick here tonight in Salt Lake. Can shade be thick? 3rd and 1. They got to pick this up. If they don't pick this up here, Gerald.
Yeah, they have to go.
Play action.
What are we doing here?
Hall sacked, and now what do? Lopez gets a sack. It's not 4th and 1, Gerald. It's 4th and 8.
Yeah, dude, I don't like the play calling at all right there. You fooled no one because he was coming right off the edge, hungry.
Didn't fool Lopez, that's for sure.
No, and he did. And you can see the offensive lineman got over there really late. Didn't even realize it because it's already past him. But that was just not I don't like that play at all. Like, you have an opportunity to pick it up, and if you're in short yardage, I think at that moment, right, I think maybe they decided if we don't pick this up, we're punting because of what they did. But because I feel like if you run the ball there and you don't pick it up, it's still really short yardage. You can make it 4-down territory. Instead, they tried to be that aggressive with the play action, which didn't fool anyone. And now we got a situation where they just punted the ball back.
Jan Lopez with the sack, first sack on the season for Lopez. Had 4 solo tackles and 5 assists last week, and had a pass breakup. Now a sack on the resume as well in Salt Lake City. 22 points and back in possession of the football.
Oh,
Lord.
Fast he is.
Yeah, it's all that jiving.
Juking and jiving, making his way. Got his average back to 5 yards a carry after that run. So look how quick he is.
Yeah, it's really good shifty speed, and
look, and maybe this is something that just really doesn't matter to anyone, or even it's a good pair. He looks like college Reggie Bush when he runs to me.
Yeah.
No? Like just his style of run style. He looks like how Reggie Bush looked in college, right? Real elusive, and he jukes all over the place, spins out of stuff, and really, really quick.
2nd down and 9. Ball is handed off to Allure again, and I think this Denver defense has seen quite enough of him as he just gets chucked down to the turf. And brings up a 3rd down and 10. So now we might see them go to Jay Carter.
They had
Take it to the sky.
They had so many men near and around the box right there. They had more defenders there than what they have offensive players to block on that one. So it's 3rd and 10, and this is really important right here for Denver that you shut this down right here because you will get the ball on a punt in pretty good field position.
Pass down to the bottom, catches it. Oh, does a little juke and steps out of bounds. Brendan Davis with the catch, and he was about 6 inches away from staying in bounds and getting that first.
Yeah, he would have picked up that 1st down and out. But look, Denver got what they wanted out of that possession right there, right after their drive ended. And now being able to get the ball back in somewhat good, maybe not a good field position. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was one heck of a punt, but one heck of a return as well. I'd say decent field position as he gets it up to the 33-yard line, 25 yards average on the return for Durham.
Durham.
The Durham. Let it be.
I am the Durham. Let it be. But Nate Hall still doing really, really good in the passing game. What a block.
Well, really good in the completion category. You got to get the ball into the end zone.
Maybe he needs to call audibles when he has the chance because, I mean, if I'm looking at him, on that last play and knowing that it's 4 down territory right there where you were.
Ball is handed off.
Cool.
Wow. That almost got a chaw. I wasn't even quite sure what you were going with there, but man, 3 quarters down, 12 minutes to go here in Salt Lake City. The Hornets out in front, 22-7, and the Avengers climb back into this one. We'll find out as we get the 4th quarter started right now.
It's a 3rd and medium.
3rd and 7, pressure on its way, gets the pass off, breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, hurdles a guy and gets to midfield. There you go. That's the sort of play we needed to see. Rob Noel gets the 1st down, doing everything he can possibly do.
I will say when I first saw, I'm like, hey, they're letting everybody in, but I noticed it was a screen pass, and Noel was able to break a tackle right there and then jump over a guy right there. Wow, what an impressive move. That was all Rob Noel because the defense had it pegged a little bit right there, but he's able to break that one tackle and then hurdle another guy to pick up that 1st down. It was really, really huge for him. Look, and we're going to see if this play for them right there is somewhat of a momentum booster for them.
Yeah, let's hope so for their sake. Darren Collier, the middle linebacker, was the one that got trucked down to the ground, and then Aaron Willis was laying on the turf. Rob Noel just jumps right over him.
Yeah, dude, that was some athleticism. Showed power and then showed agility and elusiveness jumping over a guy. Uh-oh.
Oh, pressure on its way. Can he get away? Stays on his feet, throws down the field, and overthrows his target. Nate Hall with an amazing Houdini play to avoid the sack, but then can't connect with his receiver.
Nate Hall said, I somehow got out of the sack. I'm just going to chuck it downfield, and hopefully someone's going to grab it because my guys are over there.
Hall over the middle. Nope, going down to the right-hand side, and I think his receivers may have not been quite on board with that one. Renee Leon, the intended target, 4th down and 6. I almost feel like they have to go for it. I know it's only a 2-score game, though.
Yeah, but, man, they had opportunities. I think, when Nate Hall escaped from that sack, he had like 3 guys over there, and I do like this play right here. I like them going for it in this moment. They know they haven't been down there very often.
Hall throws. That one is complete. Gets the 1st down, and back to completing passes. He goes back down to Leon, and I think that was actually on the previous play. That was the first incompletion that we've seen. The first ball he's thrown that actually hit the grass. Is it 2 now?
2. Yeah, the one where he almost got sacked.
Oh, yeah. That was the first one. Hall over the middle. Completing him again. Gets that one complete to Rob Noel. Picks up 6. Second out.
And I like that. I can't express enough how important it was for them to go for it on 4th down right there, because they had not been in where they were in with field position all game long.
Hall, bottom, complete. Well, kind of a little bit of a late hit there, but no flags, so guess it wasn't. First down and 10. Clock stopped. 9:39 to go, and now Denver's looking good. I don't want to jinx them here. They still got 22 yards to go, but this is the best drive I've seen them put together so far.
And I do think they need to look for Patrick Anderson and Leon right here.
Nate Hall just basically throwing that one away, I think. 23-27 now.
Just when we let him know you're doing
you praise him, and he's like,
yeah,
watch this.
Did the same thing with that was just as
watch
bad
me
as the
throw this at the Gatorade cup table on the sideline. Bing. Hall.
Oh, what a catch!
Top, yeah, big catch there. Leon with a good one. 5 receptions, 70 yards, and a first down and goal from the 5.
And guess he threw it to a spot. He went and got it.
Wow.
The defender thought he had a pick. Jan Lopez thought he had a pick right there, but it just Leon just
freaking oak tree,
went
man,
right in front of it and just stole it away.
I know you mentioned earlier, 6'7" receiver. My goodness. He's huge. Hall in the gun, looking towards the end zone, fires back in the end zone, nearly picked off again.
No, that was the wrong person to throw the ball to.
That's
right
correct.
there.
Wrong team.
No, he had the running back coming out of the backfield that was going toward the flash, toward the top of the screen right there, right? He had Rob Noel.
Shotgun draw. Noel smothered in the backfield and tackled for a loss. 3-yard TFL, and it'll be a 3rd and goal from the 8.
And this puts him in a tough spot. Now, I'm going to say here, it's 4 down territory anyway. So you guys, you still got 2 plays that you can actually, go for here in terms of, hey, you don't have to pick all of this up, right? But you can get yourself in a 3rd man. You can do intermediate routes right here. You don't have to solely throw it to the end zone right here. Because I don't think at this stage, with this amount of time left, if you do kick a field goal, it does you no favors. You're still down 2 scores. So this is 4 down territory for me. So whatever you're going to call here, get yourself in a situation to shorten up this yardage.
Hall fires short of the end zone into triple coverage and incomplete. Was trying to get that one to the Durham and could not haul that one in. 4th down and goal. So now, I agree. I think they're going to have to go for it here.
I feel like Nate Hall forced it there.
I agree.
I don't think he threw it right there.
I mean, what the heck? Even if he had caught it, half of what you needed.
Like,
he ain't going anywhere.
No, it's like that was not a choice. If they kick the field goal here, I think it's wrong. It's the wrong choice. Complete wrong choice.
Yeah, they'll still be down by 12, and that's assuming that they make it. Their first field goal blocked. That one up and good. And poll in the chat if you'd like to, help make your opinion heard. Would you want your team to go for it down 15 with 8 minutes in field goal range? Yes. I voted yes. Votes are coming in. Looks like so far 69%. Shout out Skippy is somebody ruined it by voting again. In favor of yes, wanting to go for it. Just to your point, and you can expand on this if you'd like. You said it's the wrong call because they were down 15. Now they're down 12, which happens to be 2 touchdowns. Now, granted, 2 touchdowns now would get you the lead, whereas 2 touchdowns previously, you'd still have to get at least 1 2-point conversion as well just to tie. But I don't know. So, that's not a big enough difference to me. You're 8 yards away. I'd like to get it down into the end zone. Before you expand on it, why don't we bring our AI expert back in? Cameron Irvine, talk about that situation.
Yeah, the community, it's about 78% right now. This is one of those situations where we could run hundreds of sims and not see the situation where you're down 15 and you have the ball in scoring range with 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. It's a very specific situation that probably has not been tweaked or worked on or things like that. It's something that we definitely can change, And so looking at the chat, it's 78% saying I'd want to go for that there. UFL Ultimate subscribers can see specific lines of code that we change based on community feedback, and this is a perfect example of that. 78% say yes. I'd say that's an overwhelming majority of viewers and customers want to see you go for it there. And so, you know, let your voice be heard.
All right, thank you, Cam. And now with 6:45 to go and a rolling clock, we will need to see Denver's defense get a stop if they're going to get back into it. And this is kind of why I would say no. I would want them to go for it, because you might not get back down that far.
And you haven't been down there
not two more times. Yeah,
Right,
especially when this is happening.
Right. So, and you haven't been down there all that often, right? For me, you know, I look at it, right? There was the third time you got down there. One was a pick right in the end zone. One you scored a touchdown, and the other time you got down there too, right? So you still put yourself in where you have to get down there 2 more times. I get, hey, you're going for it. I know some people in the chat say, hey, you know, points are points, but guess what?
Yeah.
You know, you win this game by scoring the most points, and getting those 3 points
what
right
I was
there
gonna
is
say.
not helping you at all, given the time that is left.
In that situation, I just feel like those 3 points are not better than no points. It puts you in the only thing I think I see it doing for you. It puts you in a situation where you can get. Colin says, "Fight me." I'm not going to fight you, Colin. Kind of psychopath does he think I am? No, you know what? I take it back. I'd fight Colin.
You'd lose.
I would totally lose, but I would still fight him. I'll play. I could play dirty like I used to with Matt. If Matt was ever annoying me, I'd unplug the battery on his chair. He couldn't go anywhere, and I'd just walk away. He'd be yelling, "Get back here!" Like, nah. Once you simmer down, I'll come back. I can fight dirty, Colin. I am not afraid.
You're a terrible human being.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I am a horrible human. Oh gosh, Cutter is wow. That was the slowest run I have ever seen. That was a Manning or Brady type run right there, because they just Tom Brady.
Yeah, because they are people that just, I don't know, they can't move. He didn't know what he wanted to do, protect it or run with it, or protect it or run with it. But and this is why I want them to go for it in this situation. Like I wanted Denver to go for it, because look what their defense is allowing Salt Lake to do, right? Salt Lake is going down there, and now guess what? They're going down there and they're going to kick this field goal.
Wow.
And it's a
51-yarder, yeah.
And we're going to see.
And if they make this one, well, let's just see if they do. Wow, that has plenty of distance, and it is through. So now the field goal that Denver got on the previous drive, gone.
Nullified.
Totally gone. Down by 15 again. They're in the same situation they were. 83% of the voters, 24 people voted, and they agree with what you and I are saying. Go for it there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's just like you haven't been down there really at all. Your defense has given up, you know, a lot of yardage and time-consuming drives, might I add. So it's not anything that's going to leave you any time on the clock. Because look, around when they make that field goal, they had about 8 minutes left on the clock. Here they are. Half of that's now taken away. You're not getting down there and scoring 2 touchdowns in 4 minutes, because they haven't scored but 1 touchdown in how many minutes now?
Right.
I mean, if we got 12-minute quarters and everything else, 36 minutes plus another 8, so you got 44 minutes.
Gosh, you and the math tonight, you're killing me, man.
And you haven't scored nothing but 1 touchdown.
That's right.
I mean, if you want to, if you want to be a consolation prize type team, yeah, you take whatever points you get. But guess what? Consolation prize is exactly that. That's like a participation trophy.
All right, let's see what we can do now. Denver back out on the field on offense, and they'll go right back to the sky with Renee Leon. And Leon's going to have to really get involved, I think, in this last drive. You know, I just send the oak tree downfield. Leon's down there somewhere. Just heave it deep. Let Leon go pluck it from the sky. And we'll see what he can do. Hall hit as he throws. Pass nearly hauled in. You know, the great thing is, like you heard from, Cameron Irvine, the thing is that we can tweak things. We can change things. 83% of the community voting. Safe to say it needs an adjustment. So, community speaks, and the league will respond. Look at code. Ultimate subscribers can, of course, always see code that has changed whenever it's changed. And, one more little perk to that higher end sub. And Denver, they're getting first downs, Gerald, but 3:41 with a rolling clock.
See, and I think the the thing that Cam mentioned where, hey, look, when he's trying to replicate some real game type situations, give to this specific situation right here, right where a team's not being able to get down there. Maybe that's something that they haven't seen in all the testing that they've done, right, to kind of get this coding geared up to what's going on. So, for us to see it live right here, hey, it's really good that we can have a situation like, hey, look, in the situation right here, and then have the community interact with them, be like, hey, look, is this something you want to see change in this situation, right? Knowing the difficulties this team has gotten down the field on. So, and they're struggling. So they're just struggling, and they don't know what they're gonna do on the sideline. You see, like, the defense is even arguing amongst themselves on the sideline, wondering, like, hey, man,
trying to stay motivated, but
right.
It's difficult. I did like that face mask, though. You see, like, the 6-bar face mask. That screen pass totally did not work. 3rd down and 12 coming up. I've always liked on defenders when their face mask is just like, just kind of aggressive looking with all the different crossed bars and like the V-shaped ones, and
you think
just
that
looks like a train grill.
You think the helmet makes the player?
I don't think it makes the player, but it certainly makes it more intimidating. Oh, look at the little lob pass over the middle. That one's hauled in. Nate Hall gets past 300 yards on the day, and they'll continue here in the hurry up.
Yeah, and they gotta get that no huddle right here too, and keep going down the field, because after this, I think we might see an onside if they're able to put some more points on the board.
Nate Hall all day ends up going with a check down up top, and that will fall out of bounds. You can see the rules down at the bottom of the screen again. We covered those in the first half. No spikes, and the no huddle will incur the 10-second runoff.
So I wonder if something interesting, and maybe this is something Mr. Cameron or Ryan can actually speak on as well. Like, so in these situations, right, when you're running in a no huddle, is especially when you're trying to save timeouts, I wonder if the AI says, hey, we're going to take these out routes and everything else in terms of, hey, to get the ball out of bounds, or we're just going to stay, or we're going to stay in the middle.
Well, they stayed in the middle right there for sure. I think they obviously went to the sideline there, because in that case, Hall, I think, was kind of running out of time. Let's see what he does on this next play here, and then we can hear from our AI expert again. There you go, nice pass. That one was over the middle. So Cameron Irvine will speak on that topic just a little bit.
Yeah, there's a specific playbook to the no-huddle offense, and in the no-huddle offensive playbooks, there are more routes to the sideline. You don't want every route to the sideline, because if the sideline is being defended, then things could be problematic as Hall takes a sack there. But there are, in general, more routes trying to get out of bounds and to the sideline in no-huddle offense.
Thank you very much. Terrence Holland getting that sack. He's had a busy night. Sack there. Had the scoop and score touchdown to get the game started for us. Now 2nd and 21. Hall up top. That pass heading towards the sidelines. Complete. Can't get to the sideline. So as we approach the 2-minute warning, and we'll probably hit it here before they take this 3rd down snap.
Yeah, but I like that play right there. Like, come on, get up to the line. Snap it, snap it, snap it.
And they don't. 2 minutes to go here in this one. Denver down 15, but on the move. Can they get into the end zone this time, though, Gerald? We've seen more than one drive get down this far, only to have it picked in the end zone and have it stall out and only result in a field goal. Oh. Deep pass. They're going for it all right here. Too far, nearly intercepted.
Give your big receiver a chance. Don't overthrow him by a couple of yards. Because just like give him a chance. He just wasn't down there. He threw it too far right there, right? And it's like, I think if you give him a chance to get that ball, he's coming. Look how much he's towering over everyone else.
That's the thing. Leon is the type of player where I wouldn't even care if he was quadruple covered. He's going to be a foot taller than all of them. Just go up and grab that ball. I'd throw it to him. He's down there somewhere. That one's nearly picked off again. Just too low of a throw. Aaron Willis swatting that one away. You can see Carter's stats as he's back out on the field now after that fourth down turnover on downs.
We've actually got, throwing a stat right here that they have nearly 400 yards of total offense by Denver, and they've only amassed 10 points, right? So it's just not anything that's any kind of a, recipe for success for them.
Second down and 9. Denver with their first timeout called. We'll go back down to the ground. That one, Chase McClain with the carry. Second timeout called. And looks like, if this score is to hold, which it probably should, Salt Lake will advance to 2-0, and Denver takes their first loss on the season.
Look, and I actually thought this game was going to be a lot more tighter than what it was, right? Because after the blocked field goal that was returned for touchdown, Denver came in and they answered with a touchdown of their own, right? To tie it at 7-7. And after that, we had, Denver's defense be able to stop the Salt Lake offense, and Salt Lake pinned them back a little bit deep in the end zone. And then that's when we had the, pass that turned into a safety in their own end zone, and then that's when, seemingly the wheels fell off.
So minute 39, fresh set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground and start running out this clock. No more timeouts for Denver. Allure today with 20 rushes for 83 yards, had over 100 last week. Still looking for that ever-elusive end zone, waiting to get his first touchdown on the season. And, hey, after Colin in the chat said, fight me, and I said, okay, I'll fight you. I'll unplug your battery, too, just like I did Matt's. You know what? He's been awfully quiet. Just saying.
I think he's plotting. That's the ones you got to be dangerous of. The quiet ones is the ones you have to be dangerous. He's like, all right, buddy.
Yeah.
He's probably got battery backup, some Wi-Fi connection to the battery or something.
Wi-Fi battery?
I don't know. He'll get something interesting. You unplug it and he's like, "Oh, Mike, I'm stuck." Then when you turn your back, you're done.
Just right in the Achilles. You know how many times Matt ran into me right in my Achilles heel?
I'm sure it was on purpose.
Oh, probably.
Probably it was. I'm sure.
I'll give it. You know what though? I probably deserved it.
Yeah.
It's probably something I said. I can't help it. Sometimes I just say things and it's like, why would you say that? I don't know.
I don't know why they would snap this.
Yeah, they had time. They could have let it go, but get your punter some extra stats. Hey, that'll bring the clock to 000. So Salt Lake does indeed advance to 2-0 on the young season, 25-10. They get the win. Denver will fall to 1-1. Terrence Holland, your player of the game. And hey, I agree. 2 sacks and scoop and scored that opening score. Listen, you talk about momentum. That just established the momentum for the Hornets, and they never looked back. Defense got the stop on the opening drive, and they were able to get some points off of it themselves. And that's all she wrote. So, Gerald, your final thoughts on this?
It was just Salt Lake, right, starting out dominant, with the special teams, right, and they got it from all 3 phases of the actual, of the actual team. What they did, they actually was able to get the, special teams being a block and punt, return for a touchdown. Guess what? Their defense forced that safety. They forced them into doing that, right? So every phase of this team contributed to the success that they had today.
Final score in this one, 23-10. As we see the final stats, 25-10. And see the final stats rolling through on this one. And yeah, it was a great game, Gerald. It was a great game offensively and defensively for Salt Lake. Crazy that Denver had over 400 yards of offense, was only able to get those 10 points on the board. Certainly not what they were hoping for. But, I'm sure they'll regroup, bounce back. Some AI adjustments, some votes to change how their team moves forward throughout the season. We'll see how they continue to do. This has been a presentation of the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith, Cameron Irvine, Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next time.